Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Shayda Campbell, and in today's tutorial we are going to paint some very loose watercolor florals, and we'll finish our practice piece with a little bit of black artist pen. So let's get started. My supplies today are pretty simple. I'm using the Cotman series tube watercolors from Winsor & Newton on an aluminum palette. I have 2 glasses of clean water and a towel for blotting, and then I've got a couple larger brushes, a number 6 round brush, this really nice 1/2-inch Zen brush, which I'm excited about. So just because I want to do really loose and free, I want big brushes. And I've got a really gorgeous new sketchbook, watercolor sketchbook here with 140-pound hot pressed paper inside. So it's hard for me, I find, to get a good sketchbook that has thick, heavy watercolor paper, and that's exactly what this is. I'll try to link a similar one below. I am starting by mixing up a nice pinky, peachy pink color for my very, very loose florals. I'll also mix up a little bit of green and a bit of sort of a yellowy color to do the stamen. So I like to get the water mixed into the paint first before I get any paint on the page. Just mix up all my colors, and then it's not that I can't mix as I'm painting, but I can really have fun and be free. Now I am using this 1/2-inch Zen brush to just start laying down some petals here. I want to just be loose, be free. I'm just putting some paint on the paper and I'm calling it a petal. I'm trying not to go back in and change the shape. I just want to do a brush stroke and another brush stroke, and that's a petal. And I sort of do a heart shape or a triangle, but 2 big swooshes of that brush and I've got a petal, and 5 of those and I've got a flower. And you can see the paint just sets really beautifully, and it just sort of seeps into the page, and there'll be a puddly area with more paint, and it'll dry differently than another area, and that's really the beauty of watercolors. And you can see here I'm using that same brush to just add these very loose leaves. I try to use the tip of the brush for the thin part of the leaf, whereas I use the belly of the brush to get that thicker bit, and I'm just using 1 swoosh and that's a leaf. So I'm trying to be very free. This is just a sketchbook practice piece. I want to do some very, very loose flowers today, and I'll just add a little bit of that yellow ochre to the center of these flowers, just a very nondescript shape to make those stamens in the middle of the flower. And then I could stop there. I decided to add some little purple berries, again just very loose circular shapes on the page, added a few more details, a little extra color to some of the flowers, and a little bit more detail to some of the leaves, but that's about it. It's just a very, very quick, fun piece to practice with, perfect for a sketchbook. And you can see as the paint dries, the watercolors, the way they seep into the page, that's really the magic of it. That's the whimsy of it, those bits that you don't control. And then what I'm gonna do here is just simply take my black liner, and I'm using the 01 nib, and I am just going to add some details to these flowers. I could have just left it as is, but as this is, it's a practice piece, and I really started the channel with this style of artwork where sometimes my flowers didn't look like flowers at all. So I always was comforted by the fact that I could go over my watercolor paintings with that black pen, and then I could add the details. I knew I could at least draw a flower even if I couldn't paint one. So if you're in that same boat, it can be really satisfying to go over your paintings with that black pen, and that's exactly what I'm doing here, just adding the detail to the stamen, adding some extra detail to each petal and to the leaves, and really having fun bringing this illustration to life, as I always say. I just love the way the illustration really pops off the page as you add these sketchy, illustrative black lines with the fine liner or with your artist pen. And there are no rules when it comes to adding these black lines. You can add in extra leaves without any pigment underneath them. You can leave some bits unlined. Just have fun, be free, and I hope you'll enjoy creating this sketchbook loose floral practice piece. Mine took about 15 minutes. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and I will see you later this week with another video.